Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Shauna. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. In today's video, I will be going over my spring reading list. I am so excited that I am filming this today because that means that we are like through winter. I hate winter. If you've been with me for a while, you guys will full well know that. But yeah, so I'm really excited that spring has arrived and I am sitting here with you guys today filming this video. So I have a pile of some books here that I am really excited to get through. One of them I've actually already finished reading. That's how good it was, and you will recognize the author of that book. So let's talk about that one first. So this is a book called The Pearl Sister, and this is by one of my absolute favorite authors, Lucinda Riley. If you have seen my other reading list videos, then you will probably notice that this is part of a series that I have been reading called the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley. So this is the fourth installment of the series called The Pearl Sister, and it is all about Cece and her story. So this is the one that I've already finished already. I flew through it. I finished it in like I think 3 days or something like that, and it's a pretty long book. So I'm just going to read the description of this book so you guys know exactly what it's about. From the breathtaking beaches of Thailand to the wilds of colonial Australia, The Pearl Sister is the fourth captivating story in New York Times best-selling author Lucinda Riley's epic Seven Sisters series. Cece DeAppelese has always felt like an outcast, but following the death of her father, the elusive billionaire, affectionately called Pa Salt by the 6 daughters he adopted from around the globe, she finds herself more alone than ever. With nothing left to lose, Cece gathers the courage to explore the mystery of her origins. The only clues she holds are a black and white photograph and the name of a female pioneer who once lived in Australia. 100 years earlier, Kitty McBride, a Scottish clergyman's daughter, abandons her conservative upbringing to serve as the companion to a wealthy woman traveling from Edinburgh to Adelaide. Her ticket to a new land brings the adventure she dreamed of, and a love that she never imagined. When Cece herself finally reaches the searing heat and dusty plains of the red centre of Australia, something deep within her responds to the energy of the area and the ancient culture of the Aboriginal people. As she comes closer to finding the truth of her ancestry, Cece begins to believe that this untamed, vast continent could offer her something she never thought possible, a sense of belonging and a home. So that there just pretty much tells you what this book's about, and let me tell you guys, it is so good. So that was the first book on my spring 2018 reading list. The second book on my spring reading list is the one I am currently reading. It is called The 1517 to Paris, and this is by Anthony Sadler, Alex Scarlatos, Spencer Stone, and Jeffrey E. Stern. So this is the true story of a terrorist, a train, and 3 American heroes. So basically the first 3 names that I wrote there are the 3 main characters in this story, and then Jeffrey E. Stern is the gentleman who helped these 3 guys write this book about the experience that they had in Europe. That's all I'll say. I did just want to say that this book has also been made into a motion picture now. I did go and see this movie, which was made by Clint Eastwood. So I've seen the movie prior to reading this book. Just recently I saw that these 3 guys were on Ellen DeGeneres, and they were also on The Social. So I saw them on there and kind of brought to the surface their story again. And I was really interested. And then when I heard that they had also wrote a book, I immediately purchased it. So this copy here is actually my friend Caitlin's. The copy that I have is on my phone. It's the ebook version. I wouldn't even wait for the physical copy to arrive, so I immediately downloaded the ebook version of this book, but I just have this physical copy from Caitlin just to show you guys in this video. The 1517 to Paris is the electrifying true story of a terrorist attack that could have killed more than 500 people. It was carried out on August 21st, 2015, by an ISIS operative named Ayoub al-Kazani, who boarded the 1517 train in Brussels, bound for Paris, carrying an AK-47 and enough ammunition to obliterate every passenger on the crowded train. But Kazani was not prepared for 3 young men who had military training, boundless courage, and each other. Their actions on that train saved hundreds of lives and became a proud chapter in our country's history. Told by the heroes themselves, the 1517 to Paris is an account of stirring, unexpected bravery and the lives and friendships of these 3 American boys. So that's just a brief overview of what exactly happened. This story is pretty riveting so far. I'm about halfway through it right now. I will just say that it isn't as gripping of a read as I was expecting it to be. Just like the movie though, it does go back and forth in time. Like, it doesn't all go in chronological order. But yeah, so this is the book that I'm currently in the middle of. And like, it's good, but it's not the best book I've ever read. The next book that is on my spring reading list is the second in another series that I am reading, and the first book I read in my winter 2017 reading list. So you guys would have seen that book in that video if you had watched it, but this is the second installment, and this is from the Mortal Instruments series by Cassandra Clare. This one is called City of Ashes, so it is book 2. And this series I have previously read quite a few years ago. There has since been 1 or 2 new books added to this series that I have not picked up yet at all. So instead of just going ahead and reading those new books, I thought I might as well start right back at the beginning and go through the whole series itself. Book 2 of the New York Times best-selling Mortal Instruments series. Clary Frey just wishes that her life would go back to normal. But what's normal when you're a demon-slaying shadow hunter? Your mother is in a magically induced coma, and you can suddenly see downworlders like werewolves, vampires, and fairies. Clary would love to spend more time with her best friend Simon, but the shadow hunters won't let her go, especially her handsome, infuriating, newfound brother, Jace. And Clary's only chance to help her mother is to track down rogue shadow hunter Valentine, who is probably insane, certainly evil, and also her father. When the second of the Mortal Instruments is stolen, the terrifying Inquisitor suspects Jace. Could Jace really be willing to betray everything he believes in to help their father? So yes, that is what this one is about. This has also been made into a TV series. Netflix picked it up. So I know that the 3rd season of this series on Netflix is due to air, I think. Is it tomorrow? Like, it's this week sometime. I have watched the 1st season. I have yet to watch the 2nd, so I'm going to watch the 2nd before watching the 3rd one, which is due to come out anytime now. But yeah, this book is really, really good. This series is really, really good from what I have read so far of it. I'm really excited to read this one again, and I know that I like it already, so I'll get through this one quickly as well. This next book on my reading list, you will probably kind of recognize the cover art, as it is similar to a book that I read in my winter reading list. This one here is called Run Away With Me. It is by Mila Gray, and in last season's reading list, I read a book also by her called Come Back to Me that I absolutely loved. So I believe in some sort of a way this is kind of intertwined with that first book I read. I feel like there's some sort of similarities to it, or characters that may have kind of in passing been in that first book or something. But yeah, so I'm really intrigued to read this. So let me just quickly read the description of this so you guys know what I'm talking about. Best friends, buried secrets, and a romance that can't be denied. Emerson Lowe and popular ice hockey player Jake McAllister have been best friends since 3rd grade, but just as their friendship starts to morph into something more, a terrible event occurs that heralds the end of innocence for both of them. Within a week, Jake's living on the other side of the country, and Emerson is left alone to pick up the pieces of her life in a small town determined to paint her as a liar. 7 years later, Emerson is still living on the beautiful Pacific Northwest island of Bainbridge, helping to run her family's business. The last thing she needs is Jake turning up, bringing old memories with him and opening old wounds. But Jake, even better looking than Emerson remembers, seems determined to revive their friendship, no matter how much Emerson tries to push him away. Forced to work alongside him for the summer, Emerson can't help but fall for Jake, and soon they're in the midst of a passionate romance that neither of them wants to end. But both Emerson and Jake know that if they're to have any kind of future, they must first confront the past, a past that most people want to keep buried. So this obviously has some sort of intriguing storyline to it, and it sounds so good, and I cannot wait to open this book and find out more about it. You guys may know that I love anything to do with Rome or Italy, and so like I had said in one of my previous reading list videos, anything to do with Rome and I'm going to buy it. This one is called The Rome Affair, and it is by Karen Swan. I have not read anything by Karen Swan before. My friend Caitlin has, and she really, really likes this author. So I'm very excited to flip through the pages of this one. And like I said, it's something to do with Rome, so I am intrigued right away. I had seen this in Costco multiple times when I was there doing our grocery shopping, so I added this one to my Christmas list, and Spencer's parents were kind enough to gift this to me for Christmas this past year. So let's read the back of this book to see exactly what it's about. 1974, and Elena Damiani lives a gilded life. Born with extreme wealth and beauty, no door is closed to her, no man can resist her. At 26, she is already onto her third husband when she meets her love match. But he is the one man she can never have, and all the riches in the world can't change it. 2017, and Francesca Hackett is living La Dolce Vita in Rome, leading tourist groups around the Eternal City and forgetting the ghosts she left behind in London. When she finds a stolen designer handbag in her dustbin and returns it, she is introduced to the grand neighbor who lives across the piazza, famed socialite and Viscontessa Elena. Elena is overjoyed. The bag contains an unopened letter written by her husband on his deathbed 12 years earlier. The two women begin to work together on the Viscontessa's memoirs. As summer unfurls, Elena tells her sensational stories, leaving Seska in her thrall. But when a priceless diamond ring is found in an ancient tunnel and ascribed to Elena, Seska begins to suspect a shocking secret at the heart of her new friend's life. Wow, so that sounds really, really good. I like a book when it delves back and has a little bit of history to it as well. So this sounds amazing to me. And I love Rome so much. I was lucky enough to visit there about a decade ago now, which is crazy. So reading about it really brings back some of the memories that I do have left of my time in Rome. So I'm really, really excited to start reading this one as well. The final book in my spring 2018 reading list, I am also really excited for. I know I keep saying that about all the books in this reading list, but this one I have really high hopes for, and it is the newest installment in the Robert Langdon series. And right then and there, I get so excited, guys, like so excited. Dan Brown is such a good author. I have read all of his books to do with the Robert Langdon series. So there's Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Inferno, and now this newest one called Origins. So all I know is that it's another Robert Langdon story. I don't know what it is about, but I can tell you already that I'm going to like it. So why don't we read the caption together to see what exactly Robert Langdon is going to get pulled into this time. Whoever you are, whatever you believe, everything is about to change. Bilbao, Spain. Robert Langdon, Harvard professor of symbology and religious iconology, arrives at the ultramodern Guggenheim Museum, Bilbao, to attend a major announcement. the unveiling of a discovery that will change the face of science forever. The evening's host is Edmund Kirsch, a 40-year-old billionaire and futurist whose dazzling high-tech inventions and audacious predictions have made him a renowned global figure. Kirsch, who was one of Langdon's first students at Harvard 2 decades earlier, is about to reveal an astonishing breakthrough, one that will answer 2 of the fundamental questions of human existence. As the event begins, Langdon and several hundred other guests find themselves captivated by an utterly original presentation, which Langdon realizes will be far more controversial than he ever imagined. But the meticulously orchestrated evening suddenly erupts into chaos, and Kirsch's precious discovery teeters on the brink of being lost forever. Reeling and facing an imminent threat, Langdon is forced into a desperate bid to escape Bilbao. With him is Ambra Vidal, the elegant museum director who worked with Kirsch to stage the provocative event. Together they flee to Barcelona on a perilous quest to locate the cryptic password that will unlock Kirsch's secret. Navigating the dark corridors of hidden history and extreme religion, Langdon and Vidal must evade a tormented enemy whose all-knowing power seems to emanate from Spain's royal palace itself, and who will stop at nothing to silence Edmund Kirsch. Following a trail illuminated by modern art and enigmatic symbols, Langdon and Vidal uncover clues that ultimately bring them face to face with Kirsch's shocking discovery and the breathtaking truth that has long eluded us. Origin is stunningly inventive, Dan Brown's most brilliant and entertaining novel to date. So that last statement there has me so excited to read this book. I really cannot wait. I don't think I'm necessarily going to read these books in the order that I showed them to you in this video. I don't know if I can wait till the end to read this one because this sounds really gripping and very intriguing. So we shall see. But yeah, those are the 6 books that I have chosen to be on my spring 2018 reading list. I really am so excited to get through these books. All of the books that I have on my spring 2018 reading list will be listed down below in the description box of this video with links so that you guys can go ahead and purchase them yourselves if you want to go ahead and read them. Also, if you are interested, head over to my website, which is right here. It is shaunaemily.com, where I will be putting together a blog post featuring these 6 books that I have on my spring reading list. So if you are interested in going and reading some of my blog posts, then head over to my website and check it out. Really quickly before I sign off with you guys today, if you aren't already, please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also click that little bell notification button that's beside my subscribe button so that you guys get notified every time I put up a new video, which is weekly on Wednesdays. And also really quickly, if you aren't already, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. I have them all listed right here for you guys. I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I'm always posting, so you guys can follow me on all of my social media platforms. And I think that is it for this week's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Also, mention any of your favorite books that you have read recently. I'm always on the hunt for a new book to read. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in next week's video.